Hi, this is Steve Butler, and I'm about to show you definitively what the JBR Ransom Note is really all about. This is the JBR Ransom Note. It's addressed to Mr. Ramsey, says listen carefully, goes into the extortion amounts, some more information. This is supposed to be delivery scratched out, but it's actually a drawing of a guy holding a gun to a gentleman's head with someone behind his back. His hands are tied and somebody else is holding a camera that says he has pictures of certain things that puts this guy's career and his life in danger, and that this is an extortion attempt directed directly at him, and he is not Mr. Ramsey. This is about victory. It's not really about the money. This is about revenge. This is a section of that ransom note that tells you exactly what this is about. As you can see right here in this area, there's this word back, right? Get her back? No. This word stands alone. This is Albert Lee Terry Jr., ex-Zodiac member, who is saying, I'm back. And I'm back riding a bullet. That's him on top of the bullet, like the dude on the nuclear bomb in Clockwork Orange. That's him waving his hand saying, I'm back, because this is his work and they would recognize it. This is Albert Lee Terry Jr. with his hand behind somebody's back head and saying to them, or in between someone's legs and saying to her, F you, SMD. And then this is Albert Lee Terry Jr. saying to the Smoking Tigers, who were the squadron that was assigned to the USS Enterprise at NAS Alameda, that the person whom he hates was actually a member and a Zodiac, and where the woman that he hates was also attached as a photographer's assistant, we believe, who lived in South San Francisco. The two people that he wants to come to Canada based on this ransom note to be in Prince Albert in St. Paul's Church in a pew by January 18th, 1997 by midnight. Or he was going to release whatever information he had on film that would ruin their lives and their careers and their family lives based on their activities in the Zodiac. And this is the Smoking Tiger. That represents that unit. That's what their emblem is. And he's saying, I have the tiger by the tail. There is no way that these images are in here because of Patsy Ramsey or John Ramsey or JBR Ramsey. Again, Albert Lee Terry Jr. saying, I'm back with a bullet, as if he was riding on the nuclear bomb in Clockwork Orange. Check out the movie in the 70s if you don't know what it is. This is him being very vulgar, saying F you and SND, and then saying to RVAH1, their group, these two people's squadron, right, hers and his, that I've got the tiger by the tail. That's what this is about. That's what this is about. This is Albert Lee Terry Jr. This is the woman and here that he's obsessed with. Her name is Ellen. She was the female member of the Zodiac, lived in San Francisco, was the girlfriend and wife of the guy who was observed at Lake Berryessa. His name was Charlie, which is the answer to the Z13 cipher. That's Albert. He's the one with this talent to take images and put them into characters that form words. That's the guy, right? How did we find Albert Lee? Albert Lee Terry Jr., right, is coded in the Z408 cipher on this line where everyone thought Geik was the answer, right? It's TYA symbol, 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 L, and then another symbol. That is the T and the Y of Terry, the A of Al, the L of Al, and then the L is used again, and then this symbol for Junior. Where does that come from? That comes from the 1968 Vallejo telephone book, of which Albert Lee Terry Jr.'s listing right at his home in Vallejo at the time of the Zodiac murders, right, was drawn out as Terry Al L. Jr. He took his telephone listing and put that into the Z408 Zodiac cipher, which is a plain text cipher. It is not a transposition substitution cipher. As far as seeing that that's Albert Lee's work, right? This is what he does. That is a sailor man, and then that's a hockey player. The sailor guy with the hat represents the guy in RVAH1, the officer that Albert Lee hates to death. The hockey player is Albert Lee because he's in Canada, because he went into probably more or less the witness protection program and they stuck his butt in Canada, right? That's what he does. He takes pictures that he draws and turns them into a letter K, talking. You can read it even though it's all images. That's what the JBR Ramsey Ransom Note is all about. If you want to know a little bit about RVAH1, they were on the USS Enterprise, CVN 65. This is the Westpac cruise book for 1968, RVAH1, right? Let's go to the fourth picture. This gentleman, H.M. Love, right here, member of the Zodiac. All right, this says, Denley explains tactics to AQB3 spec at a debriefing. Heavy 1 photo mates work on photo equipment vital for aerial reconnaissance. PH3, Cox PH2, Marshall PH2, Vaughn. Post-flight check on the Vigilante is made by plane captain Carol ADJ3 and Asmiser. These guys are naval intelligence, aerial reconnaissance photo mates, and Ellen was supposed to be a photo mate's assistant. H.M. Love. How do we know who H.M. Love is, right? We know H.M. Love because... oh, that is not what I wanted. Here we go. We know H.M. Love because Zodiac, one of the first letters ever recovered by the FBI was a bank robbery note at a Wells Fargo bank in San Francisco that had Zodiac on the bottom of it, right? Here is the note. Turned upside down in code is H.M. Love. That's how we found that knucklehead. Okay? Let's see if I can find this picture. Right, so here's the robbery note. It has a lot more coding in it. This is it broken down. It said Zodiac at the bottom. You have to turn most of their stuff around. So when you turn around I will shoot, it actually turns out to be H.M. Love. And that's how we found him. That is what the JBR Ramsey Ransom Note is all about. It is about revenge from Albert Lee Terry Jr. over these two people. It has specific information that tells them where to be, when to be, exactly what to do. And he gave them 18 days in January of 1997 to get there so that he could extract his victory, his revenge, and get exactly what he's looking for, which is simply this. Hi, I'm back on a bullet, just like Clockwork Orange. F-U, SMD, I've got the smoking tiger by the tail. So let me finish it out with one more thing just to let you see what it is. the mascot for RVAH-1 1968. 1968. RVAH-1 Vigilantes. RVAH-1, the Smoking Tigers. Navy Reconnaissance Heavy Attack Squadron, RVAH-1 Patch. That's my presentation.